All right, welcome. We're going to continue with some Final Fantasy. There it is. Okay. I'd kind of like to. I kind of like to get finished with this game, either this stream or the following stream. So let's get going. All right. So I want to. One of the things I want to do is now that we've got our next level class, I want to head back to a couple of the other towns and see if there should be some more spells that we've unlocked. Let's see, that's that town. I think we already bought the stuff from that town. That's not really going to have anything. Let's head down here. Oh, where's this town at? There it is. Alright, let's head in here. Let's see what we got in here. I want to say this one had a couple that was specific to that. Okay, so we can get exit, which I would actually really like to have. But we are going to have to forget a spell. What level was that? 6? Let's forget protect. And let's pick up exit. Okay. That'll help us in the dungeons, just getting out of it. It's always a pain in the butt to have to try to go all the way out. Death I don't think I care about. Earthquake would be nice. I don't really think I need stun. We'll take it anyways, just to fill up our magic. Alright, so where's level 5 at? Let's head back. Kind of think it was this town here. Okay, so that's level 3. So this should be level 3 and 4, so that's not it. So it's got to be this town up. It's got to be this town up here then. Oh, can't land in the water. Alright, so we got Kiraga, we got life. Yeah, I think the other one, I think that's a good setup for her. Transport the party to the previous floor. I don't think that's all that useful. We'll take those. I don't think any of those will ever get used. Alright, so level 7 and level 8. Monkey fly. It seems like there's something. We haven't explored this one area on this map, so we know what this is. This is that. What's up here? Okay, so there's a town here too. Gia. Alright, so apparently this is where we needed to go. It just took off. This Gia, outsiders often call our town the Eye of the Hawk. To our south, the ancient city known as Wing of the Hawk. Alright, so here's our spells. 30,000. Lizaga Break. So we'll do Lizaga. I don't think Break will ever use. Were those all the same level though? Alright, so those are all level 7s. So obviously I think I'd rather have that. I think I will forget that and learn that. I think I'd rather have that for strong dead enemies. Alright, let's talk to some of the people around here. Have you visited the Wing of the Hawk? I can't understand a word they say there. Okay, so that's the town we've been to. I don't believe it. You're outsiders, aren't you? How'd you make it up the side of the mountains? Can you fly or something? Nah, that's impossible, right? A fairy was living at our spring, but I haven't seen her lately. I wonder what happened to her. Okay, so there's a fairy in town. My dad was always telling me how the castle to the west was a place to test your courage. We've already done that. I saw a shining light fly off to the west in the night sky. I know I saw it. Okay, we already got that. The item shop. Check out the weapon shop. Cat claws. 52,000. Alright, well, gonna do a little saving here. Ring that guards against instant death. Well, that'd be nice to have. I'm gonna buy 2 of those. And I'm gonna put one on him. And then one on her. Give her the ruby armlet. Okay, so we need to farm some money. They say a special water called Oxale gushes from the bottom of our spring, but only fairies can draw it out. Alright, here's more spells. These must be level 8. Yep. Alright, so we got Holy, Null All, and Dispel. We've got Stop, Warp, and Kill. I honestly don't think any of those are going to be useful for us. It's one of those where the only enemies that we really need it for would be bosses, and you're not going to be able to do that to a boss. The room's always trying to weasel his way out of chores. I don't know what to do with it. There's a towner in the something desert that no one can enter. Our tower. Some people think it's nothing but a mirage, so it's called the Mirage Tower. No one can say for sure though. Okay, so we need to go that way. Let's see if this item shop has anything different. Does not look like it. I don't think I'm not going to get enough selling that stuff to. I think it's a 6,000. I just think farming for some gold is going to be the way to go here. What's he say? There was a scholar studying the Ruthenian language, but I can't seem to recall his name. I caught the fairy, so I figure she's mine to do with as I please. What's the big deal? So I sold her to the caravan, so what? Alright, well, we already got her. You're the ones who rescued me from that bottle. I'm sorry about running away, but I was just so scared. I'll get you some oxale from the bottom of the spring to make up for it, okay? Alright, so now we can travel to the bottom of the lake. So we need to head back to the other town now. Yay. Air will flow out of the water for as long as you have it. Alright, so let's get up out of here. Head back over here. This game has been so much fun. Alright, dropping quite a few network packets again for some reason. We've been having network issues tonight. Alright, I need to head down. Get away from them. You have oxtail. You're the ones we've been waiting for. Please save the mermaids. Oh. You want to get in the barrel? Sure. Probably should have done a save or something before we went down here. That's fine. Sunken treasure. Or sunken city? Alright, we got a room there, stairs, room. Alright, so we'll hit this room to the right first. Level up. Alright, so let's see what we got. Nothing in there. There's a chest in that room. Nothing in there, nothing in there. Alright, so a chest in that room there. Looks to be it. Alrighty. I was thinking about today getting on and trying to do some work on my town or my base on Zomboid, but had a little bit of extra time, so I decided to jump on here and see what we can do with it. Okay, more gil. Alright, so we're gonna head this way first. So ideally we'd get Glitz to do the healing staff before anybody else attacks, but I don't really have a say in that. Alright, so it looks like we can go up and there's stairs. That's it. That may be where the other stairs led. But let's go this way. Ow. Doesn't do a crazy amount of healing, but I think it'll be enough to save quite a few, like having to use quite a few healing spells. Alright. I guess we'll go here. And only one room. Guess we'll go in it. Or go right past it, apparently. They hit hard. Blah. That does a fair amount of damage. Probably should have used her heal. I guess not. Wouldn't have mattered. Nothing. Easy enough. Just sucks because like doing all the item stuff and getting it going, and you end up hitting one shot killing somebody else. Okay, so this brought us to here. So we got a door there, door there, door there, door there, exit. Alright, so let's check this guy out first. Oh my gosh. This is where the gauntlets will come in handy. It looks like the Rams are going to take out Tampa Bay. I was thrilled to see the Bengals pull it out. I don't care too much about football, but they're hometown, so. Alright, we got 2 chests in here. Gil. Monsters. Excuse me. Ooh, man. Water elementals are not messing around. It's gotta do quite a bit of damage. Alright, so we'll make sure he stays healed up. Okay. That one's got 3 chests. That one's got a chest. Those got a bunch of chests. Okay, so we have to hit all these rooms. 70 damage. Ooh. At least so far it seems like they don't poison us. Ow. Level up. I want to attack him first. Oh, that's from my wife. There we go. Kill monsters. Oh, don't like this. Alright, well at least none of them did their gaze yet. That's good. The gauntlet should... I don't even care about knocking him, making him sleep. This should take out all the birds. No problem. Alright, not too bad. It could have been way worse. Level up. Giant's Glove. Ooh, man. 60. Okay. Gil. Okay. What did we just get? Giant's Gloves? What do those do? Cast Saber when used. What was Saber? I don't remember what Saber was. I doubt we'll use it. I think having the extra protection on the guy is better. Alright, so I want to try it just to see what it... I don't remember what it does. Ow. I also like attack up. Okay. So maybe in a boss fight or something be useful, but... Ugh. I definitely should have been hitting the trolls here. I think the gauntlets will take all these other guys out. Alright. That should do it. I don't know how long we'll play tonight. We'll probably just play till we're at a good stopping point or something. Light axe. Cast Diara when used. So let's move that up towards the top. I want to see if there's any of these other ones that I need to move up. No. Okay. This could come in handy. I don't think we want to equip it though. No. Alright. We need to go to the right. I really like being able to use the weapons to do damage. Saves so much magic. Alright. Alright, so we should... My guess is we'll get another crystal here. And then we'll get the fourth crystal from the tower. So I'm hoping to at least get both of those done today. Gil, ribbon. I think we'll use that. So it'll help keep her in the fight. So this was where that would come in useful. Wow. 168. Alright, let's heal him up a little bit. That's good enough. Let's go ahead and heal her. That's good enough for now. Is that all the rooms? So went there, went there, went there. Okay, that was all of them. Alright, so what we got? We got a door there. We got one down there. Got one up there that leads to that area. Or doesn't. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll hit this bottom one first. Easy fight. And then from inside this one, we'll be able to see what else is available. What's in all the other rooms. Yeah, I've been watching a few Project Zomboid videos online. Okay, so nothing in here. Nothing in there. That looks like it just gets us from one side to the other, but we have a clear path. Okay, so that'll take us through the crystal. We just need to go up and to the left. But yeah, I've been watching quite a few Project Zomboid videos lately, and it's kind of made me want to get back in and finish our base. I may try to find a day here soon and get that going. Now, the nice thing is with us being able to use the items, it's allowed us to save a lot of our magic for the boss. That's awesome. Guess we gotta come down. Alright, so let's take out him first. Good, get the heal in first. I'll top everybody off. Oh, cool. Alright, so we need to come through here. There's nothing else in here. Just need to come up and around. I knew he was going to be one hit by them, so I just figured we'll skip trying to do the items. When you come down here, let me use my heal first. Crap. Really hoping to be able to use my heal before we did that. Level up. Alright, so this is going to be the boss room. Let's go after him first. I've also been doing some more stuff in After Effects. I've got some new plugins and stuff that I've been messing around with, and I'll show you one of the things that I've done. So now I have that, so you can follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/afarley1340, and or I can do it that way, or it's got pin on the background, and so between so I try to keep Facebook, and I just created a new. Hang on. Oh, you humans do impress. I would not have thought to see you here. But do you really think you can defeat the Fiend of Water here in my own domain? Fools, these dark depths shall be your tomb. There's also another path that we didn't take. I kind of want to take that. But I created a new channel on, oh my gosh. I created a new channel on Discord, which you can find there. And definitely need to heal ourselves here. Oh, that's because that was the wrong thing. Let's try that. Need to use more than just the items here. But I'm going to try to keep those up to date when I do these, like, outside of our normal Tuesday night streams. I'll at least give a little bit of advance notice there. What can we use here that'll help? Let's try that. Players seem to do some work. Let's do that. the ice sword does not help. I don't know if it's just because of the sword or what. And that does a little bit of damage. Got rid of block or our protect. We'll go ahead and use that on him. Player seems to be doing a decent job here. I don't know if that's going to do anything to him. I don't think it will. Let's use that on him because he seems, as I do that, he hits for 49. I was going to say he seems to hit for a decent amount of damage. Alright, easy enough. Guess we're overthinking it. Level up. Alright, so this crystal is now ours. So I kind of want to head back down, take this other path, see where it takes us. Alright, so let's leave here. We'll probably have to get back in the barrel again to go back down. Yep. That takes us completely out of there. Before we go though, we'll sleep in the inn. Alright, let's head back down. I want to see what's in that other path. Maybe nothing, but we at least have the exit. We at least have the exit spell that can take us back out of here should it be nothing. So we have a path there. Let's head all the way up. Level up. So if nothing else, we'll hopefully level a little bit here. Ow. Alright. There's nothing in here, right? Ooh, man. Oh, wait. Accidentally. Alright, let's see where this takes us. So quite a few different rooms here. There's a chest there, chest there, chest there. Alright, so let's head left first. At least looks like it's a different area. I don't know if they end up leading to the same area or not, but... don't like these guys. $104. Where's the door at? Oh, it's up there. let's use... use it another time. That should be good. Oops, wrong button. Alright, nothing in there. So we want to head over there, so let's head down and to the left first. Alright. Love the preemptive strikes. That does a fair amount of I know that's not going to do anything. Mainly just wanting to use the heal, make sure we got it in. I figure I had a better chance with Ruckus versus Glitz, so. Another light axe. We have 2 light axes now. Folks barking, there must be feeding time. Alright, so let's head this way. Up. Okay. Mage's staff. What's that do? Cast Fire. Let's move that up as well. And then let's also see if that helps her. Oh, I can't use it. Let me see something. Oh, okay, that uses confused. I'm not really concerned about that. At least we have 2 tier 2 spells that we can hit people with now. We have fire and thunder. That's kind of nice. Really don't like these water elemental guys. They do a fair amount of damage. Alright, so fire does not do much here. $12,000 gil. Glad we came this way. A whole bunch of rooms. And no exit. So this is... Oh, there's Mermaid. We got quite a few chests in here. Oh, my prayers have been answered. Is that it? Okay, so it looks like we have this room. 700 gil, diamond armlet, 9,000 gil. What's the diamond armlet do? No. There we go. Okay, just makes us stronger. So ruby, flame mail. I kind of would like... Alright, so maybe we'll use that on them. Use that on him. I think we're good elsewhere. Okay. Let's stick with that. Alright, so we can go all the way up. Let's see if any of these say anything else. If the light of sea is lost, we will turn to sea foam and vanish forever. That doesn't affect me at all. One of our friends went to see the world above and hasn't returned. I wonder what she's doing now. Hope she's alright. So I don't think these people are going to tell me anything. Heck, you breathe underwater. How? How? You're gonna yell at me? Okay, or Gil. Thank you so much. Now the beauty the stretch of sea once knew will surely return. Are those the crystals the legends speak of? Just who are you? 1,000 gil. Okay, 10,000 gil. So how do we get over to that one? Let's go up and around? How do we get to that? So if I walk all the way left there, will I come back on the right? Let's check that out. Apparently I do. Diamond gloves, diamond helm, Rosetta Stone. Okay, so now we can talk to the people. Or should... Well, we may have to turn that into somebody first, but... Okay, so that does bring us all the way back around. Alright, so we got those open, that open. So the two at the bottom. Antidote. Mirage Tower stands in the desert to the continent, right? Well, I saw someone go into the tower. I heard the most lovely chiming sound. And diamond shield. Okay. So that'll increase that. That actually does worse. That really increase our defense, but it'll lower our evasion just 1. So actually we'll use... Yes, I have 2 ribbons. Okay. No. No. Doesn't matter. Okay. Alright, so now we should just be able to use exit. Let's get up out of here. Alright, so let's hit the inn real quick before we do anything else. Oh, Tampa Bay's coming back. You have the Rosetta Stone. You must take it to my brother Un immediately. Alright, where's Un at? Okay. Okay, we've done all that. Can't remember where Un was. That's not going to help much since we've yet to be hit. Just get that one health back. I don't know if they are... We'll head to that town first. We're gonna have to park our ship up here. Park up here and hoof it. These guys shouldn't do a whole lot of damage to me. We got pretty good amount of protection on, so we should either be evading it or blocking most of the damage. Level up. Alright, so let's see if Un was in the town itself. Easy enough. No. Alright, so we gotta find Un first. I don't think he's in that town at all. That's not very nice. Got an ice shield out of that. Nice. I don't think it does much for us besides selling it, but hey, we got it. Level up. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting into like 2, 3, and 4, just because I don't remember them nearly as much. Now let's head back in here. No. I was kind of hoping that was the guy. We just need our level 8 spells. That was not them. These are 40,000. We'll try that. We'll try that. Do holy. Let's do that. I think that'll help more than dispel. Alright, so we've got all of our magic maxed out. Okay, so now we just gotta find... We could buy 2 more protect rings. Can't afford the cat claws. Let's go and get the 2 protect rings. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Alright. Also want to see... Alright, so let's move... Let's move the giant gloves up as well. I don't think any of these other ones did anything. Okay. We'll come back once we get 52,000. Alright. Where is he at? I feel like there's got to be something up in this area here. It's just too much open space. Make sure I'm not missing anything in here. I kind of want to go walking up there just to see. Alright, let me go talk. Let me go back into that town one more time. $112. Level up. Now let's go talk to that dude again. What was his name? Un? Must take it to my brother Un immediately. I wonder if he's in the town kind of to the south of us. So some of these easier fights like this should hopefully allow us to heal back up. Be nice. Alright, so let's head south. Oh, you know what? It may be... I don't think this is it, but let's go here first. It's where the crystals are graced. Okay, so that's not it. Kind of didn't think that was it. But luckily we can park right outside of it. Okay, that's not that tower. Check this town here. This is Melmond. I don't think it was this town either. Ooh, is that it? Yes, this is the dude. Just a moment, let me see that tablet. This is the Rosetta Stone. This makes it possible to decipher Lufinian. Yes, of course. That's what that was. It all makes sense. Here, allow me to express my gratitude by teaching you Lufinian. Nice. There, now you can speak Lufinian too. Okay, so that's where we needed to go. So let's head back up out of here. Then we need to head all the way back over. So we've got 3 of the 4 crystals now. Really wish you could just land like right outside this town. I don't think it's anywhere south. That's like the only spot you can land. Alright. Now we should be able to talk to the people inside here. What level are we? 38. I feel like level-wise we're doing okay. Wow. Those are zombie minotaurs, so the Diaga or Diara, any of those should theoretically hurt them. May try it here. Let's try that. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I just want to be able to hit multiples at the same time. Hey, that worked. I only want to fight that for the gill. We're still about 30,000 away. We're Lithinians, descendants of the race that once lived among the clouds, the Sky People. We use a vessel called an airship. It was built by one of our ancestors, a man by the name of Sid. Of course it was Sid. Lightbearers, then the legend is true. We have a legend that has passed down through many generations. According to the legend, 400 years after the fall of civilizations in the sky, warriors bearing light will come forth to save our people. Right, so there's no... I think we're just going to talk to people. The castle that floats high above the clouds is once home of our ancestors. The Mirage Tower is the gateway to that castle. We came to believe that there was another entity controlling the four fiends. To ascertain this location, we sent out 5 warriors, but much time has passed since we've heard from them. Hope no harm has befallen them. We placed our last hope in 5 warriors we sent out. It has been said they fall victim to the curse of the fiends and were turned into bats. Tiamat blocks the power of wind, the power or the source of the Sky People's strength. Before you leave, legendary warriors, take this chime with you. It will grant you passage. Okay, so we needed that chime. I want to talk to you. We struggled for our very lives with Tiamat, the fiend of wind. But our power was not enough. To this day, her lair remains in the castle in the sky of the flying fortress. Get out of my way. I really don't think we need to talk to anybody else. We built civilization to the highest order, even beyond the skies we reached. However, this is not but history now. The world is composed of 4 forces. Of these, we show greatest powers with the power of wind. High in the sky, we set a castle afloat. Okay. Pass off generation one generation to the next through rituals. Okay. Okay. Alright, so we got what we need here. So we can head out. Take a peek at your reflection in the water. Oh, you're filthy. Use this to wash up. That's just mean. Okay, so now we can get into the Sky Tower. Ooh. Tampa Bay Rams game is all tied up now. That does not deal much damage, but at least it hits all of them. Rams have the ball. I think this last way seemed to have worked, so let's just do it again. Okay. now get into... I don't think we can land in the desert. Yep. Okay, so we need to land over here. And walk it. We'll also make sure we save. We'll make sure we save just outside the tower. And the Rams just won it with a field goal. Been a lot of really close games this playoffs. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it up. Could also use... Let's use a tent as well. And we'll go ahead and we'll save it again so we can have it after the save. Or after the tent. Okay. That's just a big way to get around it. Lots of chests. Okay. So we want to go up. You go up and to the left. Chimera. Probably should flee from me. Alright, so we come up this way. I'm going to use that again just so it hits all of them. May or may not deal a whole lot of damage, but having to hit all of them at the same time is useful. Because between that and the Thundara, hopefully it'll be enough to take them out. And it was. Tent. Healing Helm. Cast heal when used. So we now have 2 items that would cast heal when used. Kind of don't want to... Let's put it up here as well. I don't want to wear it. Warple sword. Very sharp crescent blade. Alright, so that is not useful to any of our people. Ambushed. Ow. Alright, does not deal much damage. I think the Thundara should hit these guys pretty easily. No need. Nope, might as well get that while we're here. Black Knight. I know how hard the Nightmares hit, but I don't know how hard the Black Knight hits. And not too bad. Snort. See some here. Okay. More Gil. Aegis Shield. Guards against stone and poison. So it does the same as Diamond Shield, so we might as well use it. They can't use the Diamond Shield. Alright, I want to go up and see what those things are. Alright, so they paralyze. You know, say you'd think the thunder would hit those guys pretty hard. Man, this don't do anything. Master, we have waited so long. Alright. Those are nothing. 2 Black Knights. These guys are not very susceptible to fire. Alright. Level up. Alright, so we need to head out of here, then just out. And 80. What do we? I don't know if we'll get to use either one of those first. Obviously not. It's nice being able to do 2 different heals at the same time. Alright, so we gotta go up and around. All the way up and around into there. Then we can go inside that. There's the steps. But we're gonna we have to go all the way up and around. Alright, so that should easily take out the birds. No, maybe not. That'll take out the birds. Okay. These guys should be susceptible to fire. Okay, yeah, that didn't do too bad. Getting our heal back up, so we're almost back full health. Level up. Alright, so we could just head straight out, but there's probably stuff in the room. So we'll head there first. Alright, we're now maxed back out with health. We were maxed back out with health. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Alright, level up again. We should be able to get through down here. makes you think that it's going to hit way harder than what it does. Had two different people casting heal there, and neither one of them got to use it. I seem to be at that point in the game where I actually use my items more than just my attacks now. Except for bosses. Right? We have a bunch of chests. I want to say we'll fall through the floor if we go that way. Thor's hammer. Cast Thundara. So we have two different ways to cast Thundara now. So I kind of don't know if I want to use it for her though. Because we really don't use her attack at all. I kind of don't think I want to use it there. I kind of think I just want to... We'll move that there, and then let's bring that up there. Now we should have heal. Let's do that. That. Okay. I think I have them where I want them. Yeah, I want to say the tiles with the like circly things on them, the little pattern. I want to say those are room or floor tiles will fall through. All right, so we have heal, Thundara, Thundara. Now we can do two different Thundaras. Apparently that one does not hit hard against these guys though. It may base off your, since they don't really do spells. Cottage, Kill, Sunblade. Sword that is effective against the undead. Let's go ahead and use it. Dragon Mail. Okay. Alright, let's head back out of this room. Yeah, so Hubert, his Thundara hits way harder than Raiko's does. I don't know if it's because of the hammer versus the gauntlets. I don't know if that makes a difference. Okay. Also need to see... Yeah, we can get up there. I didn't know if... I wanted to see if we had to go out the other door. So like his the gauntlets for him will hit... Does not hit very hard. But his Thundara actually hits pretty hard. Yeah, that's right. It's still hitting all the enemies. So our friend left on a journey to the west. He took the warp cube and went to see our master. Oh, we already had the warp cube. Okay. Boom. Nice. Alright. Who we got? Blue Dragon. Let's use a flare on him. He did a fair amount of damage. I did a lot of damage. Nice. Use the warp cube to travel beyond the sky. It will take you to the flying fortress. Alright, so we do have the warp cube. That sucks getting that tower. I don't know if you can get to that tower without already having the warp cube or not. But that would suck. I want to go back in there. Alright, we have chest, chest, chest. Stairs. Alright, so we'll just head down south first. Don't know that it matters. Snort. Still hit hard with even being blinded, so it's okay. Now, I don't think blind is one that follows you throughout battle. Let's see, yeah. Achievement Wayfarer. Razor. What is the razor? Saber. Cast Scourge. Oh, we might as well move it up. We already have one that does that, I believe, do we not? Oh no, that uses Saber. That uses Scourge. That instantly kills all enemies. So we'll see how effective that is. Let's see if it even does anything to any of these guys. I did it to one, but if we had just attacked him, we also would have killed him, so. Snort. Okay. Alright, so we'll head west. I guess we'll do west and then east. Okay. Where? Okay. You go up and around. Manticores. Poison darts. So again, it's not hitting super hard, but at least it's hitting all of them. That's kind of what we're going for. We want to make sure we're actually hitting all of them. Ooh, he actually got poisoned. Oh, we should have plenty of antidotes, so... Have to find out where they're at, though. There we go. Gill. Potion. Gill. Gill. Alright. Easy enough. Level up. Alright, so we'll hit the room over to the right. Let's see if that does anything. Miss. Miss. Yeah, killed 2 of them. Got me again. A jerk. Level up. Let's move. Oops. Let's move that up there. I feel like if we're going to use anything, it's going to be that. Love the preemptive strike. And we're back to full health again. We were back at full health. Level up. Yeah, so it's probably, my guess is it's probably because like his intellect's at 41 and his at 11. So my guess is that's why the Thundara hits much harder with Hubert than it does with Raikou. That would be my guess. Let's do this. Yeah. I was hoping one of those would hit first. Alright. Gill. Healing. Another healing helm. Protect ring. So we now have a bunch of healing. Nope. Do that. Oh, that actually probably just added with the other one, didn't it? Yep. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go up. Earth Medusa. Alright. Luckily we don't have to find out what they can do. Black Blonde. Hey, what's up, man? Hope you had a good stream. I was also lurking in your stream, so. Let's use that. Let's use that. Alright, so we've got 3 of the 4 We have 3 of the 4 crystals now. So this is the last. This should be the last crystal we need to get. All right, so we got rooms there, 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 and there. All right. Guess we'll just pick a direction and go with it. We're also able to use items. We have items now that do a fair amount of damage. It's definitely been helping preserve some of our magic. All right, we'll head this way first. Diamond gloves. So we can also see there's chests there, there, there. All right, so we just don't have to hit the bottom left. We'll hit all the other ones. Actually, I'm not going to use the diamond gloves. I want the protect ring. That blink's not going to help you. Okay, so let's head over here. Stone Golem. I feel like they'd hit hard. They hit fairly hard. Alright, that's not super concerned about that. Because we can just use these. We'll use that, we'll use that, we'll use that, and that. Alright, good. We got the heal first for our attack. We'll say that's probably not going to hit too hard since we got slow on us. Cottage. Me throw a helm. Don't think we need that either. Ribbon, already wearing it. Alright. Love the preemptive strike. 7 damage. Ba, ba, ba. I'm gonna check some real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, at least we got a hit off before they did slow. That's kind of nice. 13,000 gil. I'll take it. Alright, so we may find out what Medusa can do with this now. I guess that she'll cast like a gaze or something on us. Alright, let's head over here. We'll use heal. Let's use our We'll just attack it up. Alright. Diamond shield. Another ribbon. Don't think we need any of those. So you can't use the diamond shield. I guess he could use a ribbon. What's he using now that may throw a helm? Drop us defense, raise our evasion, but it will protect us against elemental attacks and status effects. So let's do that because it may keep us from getting poisoned. All right, I think that's what we'll do there. Whoops, wrong way. Alright, so we don't need to go to the bottom left, so we'll just go bottom right and then we'll head out. Oh, what did I even use there? It's weird, cause like the physical damage will either be, it's hit or miss whether it's good or bad. So Ruckus will either hit like for almost 200 or he'll hit for like 7. Level up. Alright, so let's head down here. Spirit Naga. Easy peasy. Black robe. White robe. I imagine they can wear those. Robe that guards against fire and instant death. Cast Invisra when used. We'll definitely use that. Guards against ice and time irregularities. Cast Blizzara when used. Alright, so the diamond armlet actually does quite a bit more, but it will keep us from being, like, I think being stunned. Probably. We'll use it. Okay, so we should be able to head out of here now. Alright, nice. So now we have Thundara, Blizzara, and Fyra. Just from our items. Release stamina. Don't need to go bottom left. Yeah, okay, I figured they would do gaze. Makes sense. Alright, they're actually really weak. Alright, next floor. Okay, we have room up, we have room to the right, room to the left, room down, room down. So I guess we'll hit up first and then we'll just... I did not mean to do that. We'll go up first and then we'll just kind of clockwise work the room here. Dark Fighter. Ooh. Wow. Too bad you use it before I hit ya. Good to know they can do that though. Protect ring, 9,000 gil, potion. Alright, so now we can check these rooms out. So we do have stuff there. See, I don't know what those things do. think they do anything. So we'll hit that room. We'll still check those rooms out, because I don't know if they actually do anything or not. I kind of feel like they don't. We'll still check them out, though. Poison darts. Yeah, we're still managing to stay fully healed here. From this observation window, you can look out on the entire world. We'll check that out here in a second. Fire Hydra. So it seems like our black robe would do well against them. And we were right. Gill, protect cloak. Close, gold needle. Alright, so let's move. I guess is it maybe it doesn't. I was thinking maybe it would okay. Oh, okay, so they can use it. Let's use it on her. Right, look out over the world here. Let's use that. Alright, so these guys can cure as well. Again, they like to cure before I hit them, so it works out. Alright, give me just 1 second. Hang on 1 second. I want to have the game on in the background. Where did our map go? Observation window looks out upon the world. Four forces of fire, earth, water, and wind appear as mist converging on a single point. Point at the center of the 4 altars. This must be the location of the Chaos Shrine. Okay, so it's glad we did that. Okay, so we know where that's at. Alright, so let's still look. We'll still look at these rooms. Look at the tied game early in the first, or late in the first period. Quarter. Used to hockey. We have like our Super Bowl squares and stuff going on at work, so I want to try to at least keep up a little bit with. I don't normally watch much football, but with being in a pool at work, it's kind of nice to know what's going on with it. Analyzing attainment, he knows no known weakness. So I wonder if all these are just going to say the same thing. Not really concerned about his known weaknesses. I feel like we're high enough level, we're going to take him out pretty quickly. Ooh, Vampire Lord. No blaze. I actually had a fair amount of health to him. Alright. No weakness. Alright, just want to make sure. Want to make sure none of these say something different. Got a soldier and a guardian. Alright, glad the heal hit my... Guess we weren't really hurting too bad for the health, but still nice to keep us topped off. Okay. Ambushed. Ooh. That's fine. Since they did a fair amount there at the beginning. Ow. Alright, I don't like these guys. Alright, good. No offensive spells. What I'd like to see. I would like to have been able to get the other heal off, but that's fine. Alright, so we need to go up and to the left. That's fine. You can keep silencing the guy that doesn't use spells. I have zero issues with that. And then we're going to heal with both of our mages here just to make sure we stay high on health. As I say that, he hits us and we kill him, so we don't get to heal. Alright, let's check these rooms out. Alright, let's make sure we stay healed up here. Oh wow, that actually did hurt a little bit more than normal. Alright, so he's almost full health, so that's okay. Gil, Gold Needle, Gil, Sasuke's Blade. Small katana used by ninja. Let's use it. I'm a ninja. See how well this guy does. By the way. Level up. Alright, we should be getting close to the end. Just a big, gigantic room. There's the exit. Alright, so we need to go up 2, 1, and then to the left. Alright, I think unless we have to, we're going to heal with both of our mages. Alright, maybe I won't with this guy. I think the mind flayers can wipe us out pretty easily. Ooh, haste. I don't know how well that's going to help you, but hey, you do you, man. Strength increase, luck, intellect. Okay, so out of here. And then this should be the end. Tis is. Alright, let's just make sure we stay full health. Level up. Alright, we're not looking too bad here. The Lich, Merilith, the Kraken. You have defeated 3 fiends and reached my lofty perch. Ooh, it's a Hydra. All the better. May the image of Tiamat, the Fiend of Wind, be the last to burn in your eyes. We'll see about that. Alright, let's start with that. Let's go Flare. Actually, let's... What else? Whoops. Magic. What else we got? Let's do that. Let's do that. We'll do that. Okay, so physical does not do much. Flares hit him hard. Ooh, Thunderbolt. Okay, so he hit hard there. Holy does not do a whole lot. Let's use Ialaga. Flare hit hard. And let's use... Let's use Saber. Ow! Alright, so his attack will be up. We'll see if that makes a difference. Alright, so that's a big heal. That's definitely nice. Let's just use this for now. The flare does a good job. Yeah, that did a little bit better. Those thunderbolts hurt. Alright, so we can use that, and then we'll use her big heal now. Use his flare again. Alright, so that one doesn't hurt nearly as bad as the thunderbolt. That pretty much maxes our health back out. This may do it. Yep. GG. Alright, so the last crystal is now ours. Nice. Wind's Crest. Alright, I guess we can leave. Let's go ahead and save it. Okay. So we may be good to go ahead and... I don't know if it's to fight the last boss or if it's to... I don't know if it just takes us to like another world and we have a big area to explore. I don't remember. But we may possibly be getting fairly close to the end here. Alright, so I know this isn't it, but I want to go talk to this dude again. I don't remember if there's anything else for him. Okay. I just want to make sure there's nothing there. We're going to fly down here first. We're going to heal. Or use the inn. I don't think there's anybody we need to talk to before we go to the end. Or to the convergence, I guess. Alright, so let's go ahead and save this. Let's fly up here. Did not land right at it. Okay. Head to the Chaos Shrine. Okay. Use our 4 crystals. You focus the light of the 4 shining crystals, fire, earth, water, and wind on the black crystal. The flow of time surges and space begins to warp. Just one step forward and you will travel back 2,000 years in time. Let's do it. Chaos Shrine. Alright, so there's steps over there, there. There's 4 things of steps. Ow. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Stop it. Alright, we need to go this way. I don't know which way we should go first. I don't know if it matters. May or may not matter. So, we'll see. Hopefully it does not. I don't want to have to go through all this area multiple times. Alright. There's those steps. Yeah, it looks like each area brings you to a different place. Oh crap. Is there nothing here though? Not look like there's anything here. Ugh. This may just be a matter of trying to find the correct path we're supposed to take. don't think haste is going to help you either. As I hit you for 871. Use haste again on yourself, that's fine. I just want to make sure there's nothing. I want to make sure this is nothing up here. Alright, that doesn't do much. 50. Alright. Alright, so that's nothing. That means that's also nothing. There's no other exits. So that will take us up, around, down. There's nothing in that room either. Let's head back out of here. This is obviously the wrong one. Oh, man. Ow. These guys really like their haste. Alright, that doesn't do much, but I think in combination with doing it again, I think we'll possibly kill them all. Alright, I think my dogs are done barking. That doesn't do much. Still loving that haste. Okay. Alright. Nope. Alright, so it's not that one. We'll try. I think we're just going to have to kind of try them all here. Because there's another set of steps to the bottom left of us, but those were the farthest bottom left that we could go. And of course, the one guy that has the attack is the first to go. Of course. Alright, so let's try this area over here. Alright, so that should... Yep. Alright. Level up. Alright, where'd that bring us? It's only steps. Nothing we can do here. Go in that area, that area. Alright, so we do have a door we can go in if we just go south. I don't know if that's gonna help you. I don't think that's gonna help you either, buddy. Huh? Did a little bit, I guess. Actually, it took two of my guys to have to hit you. Train stamina. Collect. Ability luck. Okay. Alright, so let's head down. Ow. Alright. Luckily it doesn't hit us all that hard. Let's see how my Thundara does. My Thundara hits twice as hard as your Thundaga. Green Dragon. Woohoo! 632. Alright, what do we got here? Death Eye. Let's grab these chests before we do anything else. Dry Ether. Alright, did not do as much as I was hoped. Let's just heal again, just in case. Elixir. Alright, what do we got? We still have 2 other paths we have not taken, so... Apparently it's just some dude jamming out on a guitar. Alright, so we have steps. Apparently this was the right way. Ow. Jerk. Alright, good. No offensive spells. Easy kill. Alright, so... Nothing in those rooms. Nothing in those rooms. Where does this take us? Basically just those 2 steps. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Can't use those. No steps down there. Nothing over there. Nothing over there. I feel like this is just the same area we were in. Maybe it's different. Ambushed. Alright, so we're going to use heal on both of these. And we'll take them out physically. But make sure we get healed back up. Alright, hang on 1 second, I need to check something. Alright, I think we're okay. So I guess let's go up and through. There's stairs up there, right? Only over there. All right. So let's try to go through these steps. I feel like it looks identical to where we already were. Let's use that. Hang on a second. All right, sorry about that. Level up. Ah, nice. How's that been going? So you're playing the new one, right? Okay, so we couldn't use those stairs before. We had to go that way. Okay. So how is it compared to the other, like, Monster Hunter game? You like it more, worse, just different? Is this one also an online one, or is it like a single player? Oh, that's cool. More like the DS and Switch. Okay. So I knew it was like a port from the Switch. I just didn't know if they really changed anything with it. Okay, so we just gotta go all the way up and around here. There's nothing in that other room. Bunch of earth medusas. So hopefully her gaze will not hurt us, because we should have a lot of status stuff protecting us from status effects. Oops. So let's use our fire. Yeah, I had almost bought that game. Because I saw some stuff on it and it looked pretty good. I think I was reading an article. I think I was reading an article about it. They're kind of hyping it up quite a bit. But just one of those just got too many games to play. Silisk. Let's do that. Oh, that's cool. Let's try to yeah, let's use some magic on them. So what's different about it than the just Monster Hunter World? Oh, okay. For some reason I thought you were playing that. All right. So let's go all the way over and down. Maybe. I hate these guys. At least they like to just keep casting haste on each other. Seems to be all they like to do. did Monster Hunter Ultimate 4 and Generations Ultimate. Yes, Switch. Oh, okay. Let's do. Oops, I want to attack with him. Heal. Let's do Thor's hammer again. So it's been really nice having items that do pretty good magic. It's been able to. We've been able to manage our magic a lot better. Conserve it for the bosses. So like I can use Thor's hammer to cast Undara without having to use actual magic. Alright. Alright, so that makes me feel better that we weren't missing different paths. We're going to use heal on both of our guys here. Hopefully one of them kick off first, which they did not. Or no. That buddy. Who do we have here? Ooh, Lich. Let's use, what's not that? Let's use Holy. Let's use Flare and attack. Not okay. That paralyzes though. Do we have anything that cures against paralyze? Do not. At least our attacks are doing a good amount of damage to him as well. It does not hurt us all that much. Kind of nervous about using too much magic here. Because I don't think Lich is the end boss. So I kind of want to save a few of those. Let's use Blizzaga. Alright, didn't even have to use it. Nice. Gained 1 gil. Nice. Since all he did was allow us to go through steps, I don't think he's going to be a final boss. That's interesting. Oh, there's a door up there. Okay. I'm like, where do we go? That was the only way to go. Let's heal. Do that. I don't feel like the Thundara did not do much to these guys. Okay, wasn't too bad. Let's use... We'll do that. Try to get some of our health back from fighting him. So I feel like we're going to have like a boss rush kind of thing going on here. Just over and out. Because I think, pretty sure Lich was the very first boss you fought. I feel like we're just going to have to fight all of them. Ambushed. Okay, not too bad. Luckily, we're like one-shotting all these guys. Allows us to heal up a little bit better. Blaze. Feel bad for our pit bull. He his like pinky nail on his back foot. He like broke off like the outer part of his nail. So felt kind of bad for him. He was bleeding a little bit from that. He likes to chase the neighbor's dog, so my guess is it was something to do with that. Oh yeah, gil wise, we're at 559,000 gil. Okay. So we could go down, go through that chest. There's a chest over there. Go down that way. There's a chest down there. Okay, so let's do that before we head out. Try to collect. I don't think any of it's going to help us at all, but still like to grab it just in case. It'll be that one. It'll be that one time when it's something we actually need. It was like the one chest had the Rosetta Stone in it. It was almost a chest I wasn't even going to go grab. So always better to grab them all. You never know what's going to be in them. Unless you have the guide, and then you do. Alright, so let's grab this chest. Another protect cloak. Guess we want to go down and out. Love the preemptive strikes. Nice. Level up. Yeah, it's been nice being able to stay pretty full health and not having to use any of our actual magic. Level up. So we do have all of our magic maxed out now. So we have all of our spots filled up. Elixir. Okay, so we need to go out that door, through the other door. About the only thing else that I know you can buy are the cat claws. I don't know how much we really need them because we don't really attack with that guy. I don't know just how important it is that we go buy him. I will definitely go buy him given the opportunity. Just because. Like having everything. Okay, so let's head back out of here. Oh yeah, let's do that. I don't know if we'll get it. Okay, cool. Wasn't sure we'd get the heal off or not. The Glitz is still a little low on, or not low on health, but not maxed out. Lava Worm. Easy enough. Easy game, guys. Easy game. Another protect ring. Alright, so we want to go down. I'm gonna laugh. This is like a potion. Ambushed. Run away, you coward. Okay, so let's finish these guys off. We'll try to heal with all these guys. Alright, so we're full on health. Ambushed. We'll do that. I don't think we'll get a heal, but that did not do much damage to us, so we're okay. Sasuke's Blade. So we believe we have one of those already. Now we just have 2 of them. Alright, so that was not needed. Also don't think it does anything for us. So we could use our black robe. Let's see if that does anything. Didn't even get to try it. Alright. So luckily we have some ethers. That'll allow us to fill Hubert's magic back up. And also use it for glitz, should we need to. I'll try that. I don't think it's going to do much since they're fire elementals. You wouldn't think fire would do any damage to them. Honestly, you would think it'd heal them, but alright, let's do that. Alright, so we'll be full health at the end of this battle. Always like to end that way. Alright, so let's get back out of here. Oops. So hopefully we'll get a heal. We'll do that, but yep. Figured he'd hit first. Oh well. It's always just a random. This should be, yep. Kinda don't know if I want to use any potions against her yet. See if our attack, okay, our attacks are not doing anything. We're going to have to use magic. And that does not use nearly enough. I think I can stick with that for the moment. Alright, so let's use that. I don't want to use our flares just yet. It's not horrible. Alright, so those are starting to hit harder now, for some reason. Okay, so we may have to use Healaga now. That still wasn't too bad. Let's stick with that. Actually, just do healing with both of our guys now. That may be enough. It might be a little bit slower, but it'll save our magic. Like I said, I think we're in kind of a boss rush right now. Ooh, ouch. Okay, so we're gonna have to use an actual... Alright, let's try that. Alright, so luckily she hit before I used the heal. Alright, that's not bad. I can keep up with those heals if that's all she's doing, but I'm guessing she'll do something else that hits harder. 9. I did 9 damage. So if she doesn't attack, it's going to be hard to heal up from that. Alright, we'll play the long road game here. Let's use that. So with both of them using heal, that's enough to cover this. That's okay. And then I'll actually use Saber with Ruckus on the next go round. Let's use that. A little bit better. Alright, we have protection against that, so that's okay. Alright, so we're full health again. So we're staying full health. 566. Ooh, man. And we ended with full health. Barely went through any magic. So that's awesome. Alright, so that'll get us through here. Alright, so we got... Oh, I'm loving it. It's got that... It's got that where it feels like the original, but they've changed just enough with it to... they've changed just enough to make it to where it feels kind of like New Age. So like just the animations and stuff. Let's use that. Yeah, it's been a blast. That shouldn't hit us. Yeah, I'm really looking forward. So I've played one a whole bunch of times. So I'm really looking forward to getting back or getting through with this one. I kind of don't remember a whole lot of it, but I definitely remember more of one than the others. So I'm really looking forward to playing, like starting with 2, 3, 4, getting through all those. Because I don't really remember anything with those, so. heal. So these guys can hit. They don't hit super hard, but when you get multiple like this, they can do some damage. We're gonna go ahead and heal with both of those guys. Make sure we get our health back up. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to, especially getting into like 4 and 5. Because I want to say 2 is very, very similar to 1. Like gameplay, most of the stuff about it. But once you start getting into, I want to say once you start getting into like 3 and 4 and stuff like that, they start adding some features that make it a little bit different. Now I need to get 14 updated so I can. Oh, okay. I was didn't know what that did to us. Yeah, I need to get 14 updated so I can kind of play it a little bit when we need maybe between certain games or something. Alright, so we need to go down. I want to see if these books do anything for us. Yeah, it's been so much fun getting back into these. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to figure out what. I mean, we're a long way from being through with this series, but it's one of those where I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do when I'm done with it. If I want to do another like series like this where I do like the Fables and play all 3 Fables, or if I just get back into like different games like Hades or Zomboid or something. Alright, so those don't do anything. There's nothing else. Ambushed. Guess we'll have to see where we're at when we actually get through the series, because I know like these haven't taken too long, but I know like 10 I've put like, I want to say like 100 hours into beating 10 before. So that may, so once we get into like 10, 12, maybe looking at a much lengthier process of beating the game. This series could be going on for like months and months and months. So okay, so our health is still looking okay. Let me go to the right. Another boss battle. Kraken. Alright, so we'll start with this again. Actually, let's start with doing 2 heals. Ow. I don't know if we'll keep up with that. That's 50. Alright, so we may need to... I want to start with that. Yeah. So the MMO would just be kind of a... Like, alright, we've done like 1 through 4 straight through. We need a break of something else. We'll do like an MMO for like a... Because I've already got a character going and stuff in it. So we would just use it for like 1 or 2 streams. Just kind of break it up a little bit, get something else going on, and then get back into like the next game or something. It wouldn't be like starting 14 from scratch and then playing all the way through the end game or nothing. Definitely not doing anything like that. That's crazy talk. So let's do like Ilara, just in case. We'll stick with that. I can't use... Let's use attack. Ow. Alright, so we do have full life. That was what that does, right? Revive one ally, yep. Okay. Full life. Crap. Alright, we may have to use up some magic here. Let's use... use that there. Let's use that. Let's use that and that. Alright, that's okay. Elixir's going to max her out. Don't know how much Holy's going to do, but it's not bad. I guess we just stick with that. Use that. Use that. I guess I should use the gauntlets on Raiko as well. Or the Giant's gloves. Alright, that we can work with that. That's okay. I still want to hit him. Basically a free heal. Alright, we'll play kind of the same game here where we do a double heal. We're doing a good amount of damage to him, so I'm happy with this method. Unless he one-shots Hubert again. Okay. Alright, through there. Before we go, let's use some potions. And we're good. Okay. We have plenty of them, so why not? That doesn't take us anywhere. There's one room all the way down there. Well, let's go for it. That. Oh. Okay. I also don't know. I don't know once we beat this guy. I don't remember if there's more game to it, or if this is like the end boss. I don't remember. So we'll see. Can we go that way? Yes. I'm gonna go all the way down here for our potion. We'll do double heal just in case. Make sure we get our heal back up. Ooh, wow. That did nothing. Deadly gas. That did not do much either. Alright, luckily the deadly gas is nothing. Hey, that actually did some damage. How about that? More. But that did not do much. Yeah, let's go and do that. That. We should only have one more to go. Ooh, nice. Alright, so that does a lot more damage. Legendary Katana without match. Okay. We have that for him. Alright, so that was worth the trip. Definitely worth the trip. Alright, so yeah, hopefully we only have the one more boss and then the final boss. And like I said, I don't know if that is the true final boss or if that I don't remember if it takes us to like another area or whatever. Alright. It does some damage. That does some damage. 909. Ooh, man. Yep, that was a good find. That's not where we want to go. $14.57. All right, well that's our first one that we've gone over 1,000. Nice. Level up. All right, so we go over and then up. Do that. Okay. Make sure we heal up, which we're good on heal. 818. Not bad, I guess. So we should be able to go just to the right and then to the steps. $12.14. Less even them big chunk numbers. Hey, what's up, Mike? So we're getting hopefully very close to the end. We have all 4 crystals. We've got our class change. We've got all of our magic maxed out. Just got this new sweet weapon. I can go to it. And we're doing a crazy amount of damage now. So this is going to be hopefully boss number 4, the boss rush. Let's try this tactic again. 222. Alright, I need to use Saber on myself for Ruckus, definitely. So let's use that. Let's keep with the healing. So we could use a strength tonic. Actually, let's use that on him as well. Okay. We got protection against that. That's an instant kill that he was trying to do to us. Alright, so this should actually hit fairly hard now. Now we can use the Giant's Gloves on ourselves. Alright, this shouldn't be anything we can't heal from. 830, we'll take it. This should be the 4th boss rush, and then we should have the final boss, and I'm thinking that may be it. And then let's use the Strength Tonic against him as well. Okay, we can heal from that as well. Yes, so most likely if this is the end of this one, we'll start it on Tuesday. Fire, okay, we can heal from that. That's no problem. Ooh, we're doing big chunk numbers. I do have the first 2 up on YouTube. If you ever want to go, I mean, you can obviously watch it through Twitch as well, but I've got them up on YouTube. And then I'll put this one up as soon as, obviously, I get done with it. He still does not do much damage. Alright, at least that didn't actually poison us. Alright, so we're staying maxed out on health, so we're doing... actually working okay. Doing crazy damage with him. I hate using those before he hits us. He's still doing a decent amount of damage. And the other bonuses, since we're using items to do this, we're not using up any of our magic right now. Ching! Easy peasy. Alright, now where we at? It's like just this room. So I'm guessing he's in here. So we're going to do a quick save before we head in, just in case. Let's hit these guys first. $835. So using this new sword, we just finally hit for over 1,000 on an enemy. That was fun. Let's use that. How about them Bengals though? Huh? I don't understand how you can have your quarterback sacked 9 times and still win a game, but it's alright. Alright, so let's do a quick save here. Do you remember me? I was once the most renowned knight of Cornelia. Yeah, good point. 2,000 years from now, you killed me. I am Garland. I forgot we went back in time. Oh, you did defeat me then. The 4 great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent 4 fiends into the future. They shall once again use 4 great forces to send me into the past. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. I'm just sad. I'm sad Ozzy's not there anymore, since he's a Tennessee fan. But I will be reborn again here. So even as you die again and again, I shall return. Born again into this endless cycle that I've created. Alright. Chaos. Alright, so let's start with the Giant's Tonic. Or the Strength Tonic. Let's do... Just telling him he sucks. Let's raise our evasion. Use flare. Let's use a... Actually, we'll change it up. So we'll use saber first on him. Alright, so that should help against any physical attacks, hopefully. Alright, so now let's use the Giant's Gloves on him. Use Hilaga? Yeah, we got plenty of those. Let's use Flare. Let's use... Strength Tonic. Okay. I still did a lot of damage. Okay. So hopefully after... I'll use up my flare for the Hubert. I'll stick with Hilaga for now with her. And then this is my last flare. Actually, that kind of hurts. I'll have to fix that. Do we have anything? I don't know if we have anything that fixes that. Could use that. Balance here. Yeah, that's what. So that's a. For some reason, that's a dark magic spell in this game. Let's do. Let's try null all. I didn't realize that wasn't going to do it against everybody. Alright, so let's just use Cure or Hilara. Let's use haste against him and let's attack. We'll see how that works. He's hitting for 605 though, that's nice. Alright, let's see how he hits. Blades. No, that's not too bad. Alright, so that looks like that cured that. Nice. Gotta love whenever you can throw a dodgeball reference in there. Alright, so we'll try to get healed back up here. Let's actually use... Let's use that on him. 289. No. Let's use Ilaga. We've got plenty of those. We'll go back to using flares on him. You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball. Let's keep going with that. Okay. That's so many spells that I've never once used and will never ever use. Alright, let's just keep... This seems to be working pretty well, so let's go doing this. Yeah, I would think with as hard as we're hitting them, you'd think it wouldn't be not nearly take this long. I also feel like I'm pretty high level for being in this area, or being at the end boss. Hopefully this doesn't screw us over. Now we should be alright. I'm hitting for 810. That's some big boy damage. But luckily he's not doing a crazy amount of damage to us, so yeah, just gonna be a grind. So we can always use, we have more elixir if we need. 1,059 I just hit him for. Ooh, man. 400. Alright, so we're going to do this. We're going to do this, and then let's do on her. Okay. That was her last heal. We'll max her out. We've used at least 9 flares on him, or will here in a minute. Ow. Okay then. Why don't I get a spell like that? Alright, so that's 9 flares that we've used on him, which is our hardest magic spell. That. I'll give him. Thought I had some more. I had some more elixirs. Apparently, I did not. That'll give us 5 more flares. Good God, come on. I just want to make sure she didn't die. Alright, so now let's go back to this a little bit. You would think he's getting close to death. I don't know what kind of health he's got, but... Cyclone? We don't have one of those either. You would think so. There he goes. Woo. Yeah, that was a grindy battle. Man. The time loop was severed at last. Get wrecked. I'm sorry, I forgot to do this. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire, bring back Captain Planet. I just like him. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath, but magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world. That trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends. No, that was me. I've got that. Sound effects for like when I die, secrets, power-ups, things like that. Monsters had run rampant on the world as the world sank into darkness. Then I've got the good old
multipass.
Because you always got to have a good multipass one. All that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world as they knew, a world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself awaits. When was this fateful day that sent time spiraling into a loop? None can say. It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever, but the bravery of our four young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light. None will ever recall the struggle the four endured, for the breaking of the chain means that it never existed. Ah, clever. That's like a good old Marvel tactic, isn't it? Let's just go back in time. Yeah, it never happened. But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memories of their deeds live on. Tales of dwarves and elves, the dragons, and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. So much story. And now the return is upon us. With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. Aw, is with us the whole time. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light. Alright, so we only have one item that we did not purchase, Other than that, I think we got absolutely everything you can possibly get in this game. And the item we needed to purchase were cat claws, and it was going to do absolutely nothing for us because we never attacked with that character, so... Here. That was such a fun game. To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the original to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks. Roll credits. Nice. GG. All right, I guess that's we'll let the credits roll first, and then we'll probably wrap up the stream with that. Obviously, won't get into another one tonight. Yeah, that was good. So that took us. Appreciate it. Thank you. That was about three streams. So I'm thinking most of the like 2, 3, 4, and 5. My guess are probably going to be somewhat similar in length. Like I said, I don't remember them quite as well, so we may get lost a little bit more. So, but I feel like that was a pretty good length of time. Wasn't too terribly long. Yeah, that was a blast. So the funny thing is, I was searching through my ROMs to find the original to play it. Had everything set up, and then I think I want to say I found somebody on Twitch playing the Pixel Remaster, and installed that, and I was like, yeah, I want that version. I don't want the old version. The old one's probably fine, but it's just like I said, the little quality of life stuff that it had is made a world of difference. So yeah, we'll get started on Final Fantasy II Pixel Remastered version. We'll start it on Tuesday then, and we'll see how long that one takes us. Yeah, I'll get this one. I'll get this one downloaded tonight and get thrown up on YouTube, so it'll be there as well. So the entire Final Fantasy 1 playthrough will be up on there, as well as in my videos on Twitch. So yeah, that was great. That was fun. Yeah, try to see how the game's going. Digital Business Unit. Sales Division. Merchandising Division. Yeah, I'm hoping everybody enjoyed that. Hope they had about as much fun as I did. That was a blast. I kind of want to go back into it and buy that last item we never purchased, just so I can say 100% of it. I guess in that case we didn't actually buy all of the spells we could buy either, so depends on how you want to go about saying you 100% of the game. Matrix. Love the soundtrack as well. Such a good soundtrack. Pixelated Monster Art Manager. It's funny seeing some of the jobs. Yes, we'll get started on 2. Maybe we'll play like 1 and 2. Jump into some 14 after that. Play a stream or 2 on 14. And then so maybe we'll do like 2 at a time. And figured that'd get your attention. Yeah, we'll do 1 and 2, then some 14, then we'll do 3 and 4, then some 14. We'll kind of keep that pace going. So Final Fantasy 1 took 3 streams, so you got at least like 3 more streams till I hit Final Fantasy 14 again. So you got a little ways to go. I do need to get it updated and make sure I've my subscription's still valid and everything. So I do need to get back, check that out. And hopefully they'll have 6 out before I get to it. I want to say it's supposed to be released in like February, so we should be okay. I do already have it purchased. It's just not released yet, so I can't get it. So 1 through 6 will be the Pixel Remastered versions. 7 we're going to play the original 7. We're not going to play the remake. We got 8, 9. We'll play 10, 10-2, 12. Since 11's an MMO, we'll play 12. I want to say 12-2. And I think there's a 13, 13-2. Then obviously 14's MMO, and then 15. I don't know how much we'll do with 15. I don't know if we'll do like the expansion packs or anything. I kind of feel like once we hit 15, I'll probably be Final Fantasied out, and we'll just be looking to get done with the game. But we'll see what happens once we get to it. If we played 15, really enjoyed it, maybe we'll do the expansions to it. I don't know. We'll see. I need to look at, because I know there's like 13. I want to say 13-2's like Lightning Returns or something. I think 12, or maybe that was 12. I think 12 was Lightning Returns. But I think all those have part 2s and maybe even part like 3s or something. Unfortunately, we will play 10-2. That's going to be a hard one to get through, but we'll play it anyways. And then I don't think we'll play any of the. I know there's a lot of different like one-off type games outside of those, but we won't jump into any of those. Man, got a lot of stuff here. I'm gonna check what my puppy was up to. I think somebody got into one of the chicken bones tonight, so gotta keep an eye on him. He seems to be doing all right though. Yeah, I feel bad for our pit bull. His way he broke his nail. It doesn't seem to be any kind of pain or anything, but it was bleeding, so not a big fan of that. But I'm guessing he's probably jumping on the fence or something and caught the fence and tore it. So many credits. Probably skip past them, but I figured I enjoyed the game. The least I could do is roll the credits and give shout outs to everybody that was involved in it. Yeah, I was watching a couple videos on Project Zomboid, and there's a couple tactics I actually did not know you could do. I don't know. So I know you can dig graves to put like zombies in, that way you don't get sick and stuff from them. But he was actually digging graves and then putting spears inside the graves, and that way when the zombies run after you and fall into it, it actually kills themselves. I did not know that was a technique. I don't know if it's a technique you have to have a I don't know if you have to have a mod for it or something, so I want to look into that. But if that's the case, I want to build some of those around my base, so I think that'd be fun. Square Enix. They've made so many hits. The end. Data stage progress up to the final boss. Yes. So we got a star next to our name. Alright. So we got the achievement Prophecy Foretold. Alright, so I want to load this. I want to see where we're at. Alright. I'm going to do it. I'm going to go buy the one item I did buy. It'll make me sleep better at night. Alright. Let's go. Where's the weapon shop? Alright. Cat claws. Alright, so that's all the items. So again, we'll never ever use it. I didn't even realize I had another protect cloak. Okay. That's it. That's all. That's all she wrote. Okay. All right. So we wrapped up Final Fantasy 14. Or sorry, got that in my head now. We finished up Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remastered. There's where we're at. We're level 47 across the board. Took us 11 hours in game. So yeah, we usually average about 4 hours a stream, so just under three full streams. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be about the same throughout. So also like being able to do this. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope you had a blast. Let's see who's out there and who we can raid. If we can raid anybody. That's not what I wanted. Not really anybody out there to raid. I am going to host Oats and Goats. So he is playing Vampire Survivors. If you've not seen this game, it is pretty insane. It's like $3 on Steam. But I was so mesmerized by it last night. I think I was watching until like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculous. Crazy game, but yeah, enjoy Oats and Ghosts. Appreciate everybody that watched. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll jump into Final Fantasy 2 on Tuesday during our stream. Hope you guys have a good night. Had a good weekend. Enjoy.